guys. So I want to tell you about some of the incredible benefits of practicing semen retention. So semen retention is just like it sounds. We're not ejaculating. We're building this semen up and holding on to it. And we can do this even while we're having sex without ejaculating. And I'll get more into that later. So why would anyone want to do this? Well, there is some evidence that suggests that it may be draining a man of his vitality by ejaculating, and that it may even be accelerating the aging process. So it takes a lot of resources for the body to create sperm. When you think about it, sperm it's really the essence of the body. And the body it makes a priority of creating semen because it's the continuation of life. It's the continuation of our species. So obviously it's a very important thing, but it's not necessary to be ejaculating regularly or necessarily even healthy, as many Western doctors would have us believe. And to me, this is very apparent by the way most men feel after ejaculating. So when you're aroused, your energy is expansive, you're feeling great, you're at this point of high energy, very high energy, that arousal point, and then you ejaculate, you experience the 5, 10, maybe 15 seconds of orgasm. It's very intense, and then you just drop. Your energy drops, you lose your erection usually, and most men can't even continue with sex after ejaculating for some time. They need a recovery period, and your energy just dropped. A lot of men lose interest in their partners, and they just want to go to sleep. So it's very obvious that we are losing energy from this, and there's a decline in our energy level. And this gets more and more, this increases more and more as we age. People in their 40s and 50s, often after they ejaculate, they may be out for days before they even feel like having sex again. And to me, this is very obvious that it's draining us of energy. And you can look at the plants and animals. So I made a video about this experiment that some scientists did where they took some worms and studied their reproductive habits. And basically what the experiment showed was that the worms, because this particular worm had a lot of sex, so the worms that were having sex normally, they lived about like 7 or 8 days. The ones that were removed from the opposite sex or from other worms, so they couldn't have sex, they lived several days longer. And then the worms that could have sex but they were unable to ejaculate or create more sperm, they lived the longest. So to me, this shows you that not only does ejaculation accelerate the aging process, but when you can have sex without ejaculation, you increase your health and your energy and your lifespan. And if you look at plants, so if you garden, which I do, you'll notice that when a plant goes to seed, if you allow the plant to go to seed, because you can stop it from happening, but if the plant does go to seed, that plant tends to die a lot quicker. It just kind of withers up and dies usually after it goes to seed. And if you prevent that from happening, if you prevent the plant from going to seed, it stays young and it stays healthy. So this really shows you that there's something's happening when we're ejaculating. We're losing part of our essence. A lot of ancient cultures talk about this. In the yoga traditions, especially the Taoist traditions, they talk about the importance of retaining your life force. The Indians call it brahmacharya, and which there's a bit of misunderstanding about this. It does not necessarily mean that you have to be celibate. And the Taoists were very clear on this. You don't have to be celibate. You just need to learn how to control your ejaculation and learn to have sex without ejaculating. And you can still experience orgasms. You can separate orgasm from ejaculation. But by doing this, by becoming a master of your sexual energy and being able to separate the orgasm from ejaculation, you experience all of the bliss and the health benefits of being sexually active, but all of the incredible benefits of retaining your semen. So you can have the best of both worlds. And it takes some training, but it can be done. So semen retention is very powerful. It's changed my life personally. I was one of those guys who was always looking at porn and just ejaculating every day. And I had very low willpower. I had low motivation. I was depressed a lot. I just wasn't exactly living the life of my dreams. And once I discovered semen retention, once I tried it and learned how to do it properly, my life changed like immensely. I became much more successful in everything I was doing. My focus, my willpower increased tremendously, because it takes willpower to start to change your sexual habits and to stop ejaculating every day. It takes willpower, and when you gain the strength to do that, and it's not easy. I think that's part of why a lot of guys, they hear about this, like, no, this can't be true, because they don't want to make that change in their lives. They're very attached to ejaculation and looking at porn. But when you're able to do that, your willpower increases tremendously. Your magnetism increases tremendously. There's some evidence that our testosterone as men increases as we retain semen. I have one client who told me that he got his testosterone levels checked, and he had fairly low T levels, but once he started practicing semen retention, after about a week, he said his testosterone level went up by 150%, and he had a test to show this. And you can feel it. You can feel it's happening. Try retaining your semen for a week. Just notice if you feel any different. I'm very confident that you will feel quite different. Personally, after about even a few days, but I would say after about between 7 and 14 days, my drive, my energy level just goes through the roof, and I feel strong, I feel confident, I feel driven, I feel motivated, and I just feel that yang, that high testosterone drive just to go out into the world and accomplish the things we want to accomplish as men, and I did not feel like that when I was ejaculating all the day, when I was ejaculating every day. And it's just very obvious to me that there's huge potential and benefit to practicing semen retention. So something that happens when you start practicing semen retention, you build up all this sexual energy. Sexual energy it's the root of our bodies, it's the root of the energy. We were all created by sexual energy. The universe was created by sexual energy. So when we build this energy up, and when we begin to consciously work with it, we can create whatever we want. We can accomplish whatever we want, and we have all the energy we need to do whatever we want with it. It's so powerful. And I want to make an important note here in that for me, semen retention is just one aspect of my life. So I also practice Qigong every day. I meditate every day. I work out. I exercise physically. I practice yoga. And to me, these things go hand in hand with semen retention, because it's all about cultivating your energy. It's about growing yourself. It's about expanding yourself, strengthening your energy, strengthening your mind and your body. And semen retention is just one aspect of this. To me, it represents a desire to work consciously with your energy, to not just throw your energy away like so many people do, but to collect your energy, to gather it, to cultivate it. And then you have all of this power to live the life of your dreams, all this power to stay healthy, to be successful in your creative pursuits, successful in your career, and to have much more fulfilling relationships. This is another thing that I find to be a very powerful benefit of semen retention, and especially when you learn to have sex without ejaculating, to control your arousal, to control your sexual energy. And one of the keys to this is learning to move energy throughout your body, which is why Qigong is such an incredibly important practice for anyone doing semen retention, because you learn to circulate this energy. And therefore, when you have sex, you can circulate the sexual energy. As you become aroused and this energy builds up in your genitals, you just move it somewhere else in the body. And then that orgasmic energy charges your brain if you move it there, charges your organs, charges your energy channels. You become a master of working with sexual energy. So by learning to control your sexual energy and have orgasms without ejaculating, this really shortens the sort of distance in performance between men and women, because women are infinitely orgasmic. Women have infinite sexual energy. They birth children. They have this incredible sexual power, and men often struggle to keep up with that. And so by learning to retain your semen, by learning to control your sexual energy, you can really shorten that gap and have the almost unlimited sexual potential that a woman has Therefore, you can better satisfy, if you're with a woman, you can better satisfy her, and she won't be disappointed from you ejaculating in 5 minutes like most men do. So it really helps you to be a better lover, and you experience so much more pleasure from sex. You know, most men, the only orgasm they've ever had is this very limited ejaculatory genital orgasm that lasts 10, maybe 15 seconds. But when you learn to have the full body orgasm, you're not ejaculating, this energy is just vibrating throughout your body and just recycling. You're not losing any energy, you're gaining energy. It's so powerful, it's so incredible. So I've found that practicing semen retention just makes me feel more of myself, makes me feel more of who I want to be and what I want to be. It just gives me this incredible source of energy to be productive, to be busy every day, and have an abundance of energy to do the things I need to do without getting distracted by things like pornography and drugs and unhealthy foods, all these things that drain us of our vitality and scatter our focus, scatter our willpower, and just leave us really in control by someone else. So do you control your sexual energy, or does it control you? That's what it really comes down to. And that's what semen retention is all about. So I hope that this has helped you in some way. If you're interested in learning how to make semen retention a sustainable lifestyle, if you're interested in learning how to circulate sexual energy throughout your body, how to build your energy and use it to manifest the life of your dreams and have incredible sex without ejaculating, becoming a masterful lover, then check out my course, my 6-week course, Multi-orgasmic Man. There's a link in the description below. It's going to be launching in early 2019. Thank you so much, my friends, for watching this video. I hope this has benefited you. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave a comment below. Have a great day.